That was weird. What's going on, everybody? I hope that you have had an amazing start to your year. I know that mine has been pretty dull, but I think that this year is gonna be very good and there's a lot of promise to it, so keep your spirits up. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I'm actually shocked that I haven't told this story before. This relationship and this guy that I'm about to talk about played such a huge role in my life. And I feel like the reason that I haven't talked about him yet is because it's still so like emotional for me, and I didn't want to like bring him into the YouTube world, especially because we dated up right before I started my YouTube. So like it's like I started the YouTube and I remember thinking, I don't think I should make videos about him, and I think I can talk about it now, and it's a really cute story, so why not? Let's do it. I just want to say thank you to Ritual for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for watching the sponsor. All the money that I make from YouTube goes to help pay off my student loan, so it really helps me out. All right, so Ritual is a essential multivitamin specifically designed for men. Doesn't it look cool? I really do exercise a lot, and I really think about that, but I think that sometimes my diet and my vitamin intake kind of goes like under the radar a little bit. They sent me some statistics saying that a majority of men are not eating enough vitamin E and getting enough vitamin D in their diets. And I definitely feel like with the way that I eat, that's probably very true. I've been taking it now for a few weeks. I gotta say, I really like the taste. I feel like I am in control of my health by, taking the vitamin supplementation. And that makes me feel really good about my health, you know what I mean? They are vegan friendly, non-GMO, they are gluten-free. So far, I am obsessed with it and I love it, and I really hope you guys will try it too. And so right now they are offering my followers 10% off for your first 3 months. All you have to do is go to ritual.com/Andrew, or just go to Ritual's website and use promo code Andrew. I am really excited to share this with you guys. I love the idea of everyone being healthy and getting all the vitamins they need, so please give them a shot, and thank you Ritual for sponsoring this channel. All right, let's get back to the video. I was like 20. I was 20, I was in college. I was a pre-med student watching couples on YouTube that were gay and like dreaming about these relationships. I'm sure like if Mark and Ethan were doing this then, I was watching Mark and Ethan like everybody else. Oh man, I want to have a relationship and be on a boat with a boy. Is that what they were doing? Probably. I had some shorter and very dramatic relationships up until this point. I mean, I was a teenager, and that's kind of like teenage relationships can be very dramatic, and they definitely were. So I moved in with a gay guy that was one of my friends, and became really close, and he actually had this group of friends in the town that were like the theater kids in their high school. They all went to high school together, and I kind of like worked my way into this group, and they were all very smart. A lot of them were like honor students, a couple of girls, a couple of straight guys, and then me and my gay friend. You could definitely tell that all of them were like longtime friends too. Like some of them had dated before, the guys and the girls, and like there had been some drama or whatever. Anyway, there was this dreamy, how do I describe him? To me, he reminds me a lot of Eddie Redmayne. And this is gonna give away to all of my friends who I'm talking about right now. So if you know, you know. He was so handsome. And the first time that we like all hung out together, we went to like this group party thing at the honors dorm or whatever. And like I met them and I saw him, and he was kind of like all over this girl, kinda. They were like, not really, I guess, like all over each other physically, but like they were just together the whole time. And I just remember looking at him and being like, dang, he's so gorgeous. He's an honor student, he's pre-med. I really like, oh my gosh, he's so handsome. And I'm in that phase where I like really want a boyfriend right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I asked my friend, I'm like, who is that guy? Tell me all about him. He's like, well, I mean, he's straight, but that is his like ex-girlfriend. They're like off and on again. I think they're off right now, but yeah, that's like a long time. I know, he's really pretty to look at, right? And I was like, oh, of course. But whatever, I respect it, and I'll find a boyfriend somewhere else. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna flirt with him. So, Flirting Andrew, of course, is you know, I'm also a pre-med student, just like him. I think I'm like a semester behind him, so we like share some classes, but he's a little bit ahead of me. So I reach out and I'm like, hey, I'm in all of these classes, and like I'm gonna be taking some of this coursework, and if you got any tips or anything like that, let me know. And he's like, oh my gosh, I have some great materials for you. Let's get together and I'll give you some of these books and some of my study materials or whatever. And I'm like, great, that sounds amazing. Let's hang out one-on-one and let's make out. No, I didn't say that, but I pretty much said that in my flirting way. We met up, I don't even remember. I feel like he just like came over to our apartment, my friend and I, because he knew my friend pretty well, and like, you know, hung out, gave me the books or whatever, and we chatted, and he's like mentioning how much he likes like road biking, like bicycling, you know, where you like wear the really tight shorts and you like lock your shoes in, you like bike on the road, which I mean, sometimes can be annoying when they're driving past them, but he's like, I love biking, and I'm like, what a coincidence! I also own a bicycle. Let's go bicycling together. And I happen to live right next to a park, so I'm like, great, we can do this sometime. A few days later, we end up meeting up to go bicycling. And I do not love bicycling. I was so slow and out of shape, I had such a hard time keeping up with him. Plus my bike was like a trail bike kind of, and he's got this like road bike and he's going like 20 miles an hour, and I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I hate this so much. But at least I get to look at this cute boy, and we like stop and talk for a little bit, and I think he judges me and laughs at me because I suck, and then we ride on some more, and the whole time we hang out, I'm definitely over the top flirty, you know, I mean, just being like, you're so cute or whatever. I mean, I'm openly gay, and I mean, he has declared himself straight, so I mean, it felt harmless, right? After we went biking, I was like, I don't know. I really enjoyed hanging out with him. He was really nice. The conversation was great. We liked a lot of the same things, a lot of the same music. I don't know, we just got along very well, and I thought he was so cute, and I really wanted a boyfriend, so I was just texting him. I was being kind of flirty, saying things like, I don't know, let's get married. Just, you know, flirty stuff. And he would respond like, I mean, I guess, but you know, I'm straight, and like, I guess we could get married, but I'm straight, and I'm not like that or whatever, but whatever. And I was like, okay. I said, if he wants me to stop being flirty with him, he'll tell me to stop, right? I mean, just telling me he's straight, but being like, okay, that's not telling me to stop, right? I don't really know. So we did this for weeks. For weeks, I texted him, you know, flirty stuff, and he would flirt back, and we went on several bike rides, and we watched movies several times, and like, you know, sitting next to each other, and like, I'm like, I wanna grab his hand, but I don't, and I mean, I'm like not making moves because he literally told me he's straight, and so I didn't make any physical moves or anything like that. I was just a little flirty bitch. One night, I was bored, and you know, he was texting me, and I was like, hey, why don't we do like a night hike or something like that? That sounds fun. So he was like, sure, let's do it. He drove over, and we went night hiking, and we were out walking through the woods. It was really dark. You're like using our phones as flashlights, trying to like look around, and he starts kind of like pretending to like fall back or to like get behind a tree and jump out and scare me, which, I mean, it wasn't really scary, but of course, dramatic, flirty Andrew plays it up and pretends to be really scared. And then I like jump onto him and like cling onto him and like hold his arm. And then like we're walking through the woods, and I'm like holding his arm, pretending to be scared. And I'm like, is this okay? And he's like, yeah, this is fine, I don't care. And I'm like, oh my God, he's letting me like touch him. And so then he like kind of like pulls his arm and like grabs my hand and is kind of like holding back. So like we're kind of like holding each other right now. And I'm like, oh my God, he's been turning me down for weeks, but like he's kind of letting me hold on to him right now. And so we walk like this for 10 minutes or so, and then we get to the end of the trail, and he just turns me and kisses me and like makes out with me right there. And I'm like, my foot like went up, you know, like it's like the movies. It was so sweet. We like, it was amazing. And like he kissed me, and then we'd walk a little bit more, and we would get in the car, and then he'd kiss me, and like, I mean, I'd kiss him back, and it was just, I don't know. There was something so amazing about it. It was so nice. So we're both very confused at this point, obviously. We go back to the house and turn on a movie, and we cuddle for a while, and I could tell he's kind of timid about it and uncomfortable, but also very curious. And I mean, like, all we did was cuddle and all we did was make out that night. This is YouTube, you guys. I can't talk too much in depth. We were laying on the couch and we were just kind of like sitting there holding each other kind of, and I was like, what is happening? And he was like, you know, I've been curious and I've been thinking about it. And he was like, I'm still just really figuring myself out, and I think you're so attractive, and I thought that, and I've just been waiting to make sure that you really are not just like a fling or like just trying, I don't know. It was like, I wanted to make sure that it was serious to you, and you've been around for this long, so it must be. It was adorable. It was so cute. So we actually ended up taking it slow, right? I mean, we would hang out a lot and like slowly develop and do more stuff and experiment, and ended up calling each other boyfriends a few months later. And then we dated for years. We dated for almost 5 years. We went through all of college together, and then I went through optometry school, mostly with him for all of it. And then he went through medical school, and we were together, and we lived in separate cities, and we were commuting. It didn't really end up working out, mostly because he had to stay in the South for his medical degree. It was like a for sure thing, and I wanted to leave. I wanted to get out and go to Denver and go and move across the country and explore, and he just really couldn't do it, and we didn't want to continue doing crazy long distance, so it did end up working out because of that. I think he's in a very happy, healthy relationship now, which makes me so happy and thrilled. He played such a huge role in developing me like as a person, like helping me figure myself out, and I feel like I probably did the same for him. So it was a beautiful relationship. I'm so happy to have had it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this story. That's pretty much it. Gosh, have you had any of these dreamy romance stories? I feel like I tell a lot, but some of the stories that I actually have told before about dates that I've been on or whatever have been with the same people, like different times. Like I've told 3 stories about my ex Ryan, but I don't really want to say which stories about who, especially, you know, with everything. So if you're not having a ton of experiences right now, especially during COVID, yeah, don't worry about it. They'll come for you, and the experiences will happen for you if that's what you want. Okay, all right. Anything else? Be sure you guys follow my Twitch. That's what all this is pretty much from. Play video games there a lot and hang out a few times a week usually. So if you're looking for something to do and you want to come play some games with us, please follow the Twitch. All right, pretty much it. I'll see you guys soon. Never stop learning.